7:03 on Thursday morning, December the 12th. We're 32 degrees. Look for highs in the upper 40s, but it will feel colder with the wind. At least we'll see some sunshine today. Good morning. I'm Michelle Basch. The top local story we're following, there is a major snag in the federal legislation that would allow for a new Commander Stadium in DC. We get the latest from WTOP's Kyle Cooper.
Maryland lawmakers are apparently trying to attach full funding for replacement of the collapsed Key Bridge in Baltimore to the bill. The Washington Post reports, when asked about the progress to get the deal done to build at the RFK site, Mayor Bowser apparently told members of the federal city council on Wednesday we're being held hostage by Maryland. A spokesperson for Maryland Governor Wes Moore says, however, Key Bridge funding is a separate issue. Meanwhile, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said at the league's winter meeting this week he hopes the RFK site is a possibility and the legislation gets done.
I grew up in Washington, D.C. I spent a lot of time at the old RFK Stadium. It's something that I think Josh and the commanders want to evaluate. I think the city wants to evaluate.
Kyle Cooper, WTOP News.
An update now on DC Councilmember Trayon White, who was arrested in August on a federal bribery charge but remains on the council. WTOP's Scott Gelman says the findings in a new report may put his political future in jeopardy.
In a 48-page report, the law firm hired by the D.C. Council says White violated the governing body's code of conduct. He's accused of accepting tens of thousands of dollars in exchange for influencing government officials to renew violence interruption contracts with specific groups. The report says White reviewed a ledger promising him a 3% cut for grant renewals that he helped secure. White was arrested back in August on a federal bribery charge. Through a spokeswoman, he declined to comment on the report's findings. A council committee is scheduled to meet Monday morning to consider possible sanctions. The report, meanwhile, didn't substantiate allegations that White lived in Navy Yard outside of his ward in violation of council rules. Instead, through property records and staff interviews, investigators found White's residence in Southeast meets the council's requirements. Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
President-elect Trump has made it clear the jobs of many federal workers may soon be on the line. And tonight, a local congressman is holding a teletown hall to provide support for federal employees. More now from WTOP's Mitchell Miller as we continue to look at the Trump impact on our region.
Maryland Democratic Congressman Glenn Ivey is sponsoring the event.
We've got a lot of federal employees who've been doing great work here for the country for many, many years, and I think they've been unfairly vilified and targeted.
Ivey says the teletown hall will include presentations from union representatives of federal workers in connection with Schedule F. That's a policy President-elect Trump hopes to bring back, which could make it easier for federal employees to be recategorized so they can be fired. For those who want to dial into this evening's program, it starts at 7:30 p.m. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
Bicycles are one of the top requests from needy families asking for help getting Christmas presents for kids. And WTOP's Mike Murillo reports some local firefighters are stepping up again to provide them.
From a trailer, one-by-one bicycles large and small are taken down and rolled out into the Bowie Volunteer Fire Department's garage.
We're collecting bikes for Toys for Tots.
Donald Wells is president of the Prince George's County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association. The group is spearheading this bike drive.
Kids is what it's all about.
Leading the charge on this, Glenn Johnson with the Brandywine Volunteer Fire Department, but around here, he's known as the Elf. And boy, he's put a ton of bikes together over the last 10 years.
A little over 600.
The bikes will go next to the county's police department, so Lieutenant Kwesi Dazi and other officers can hand them out during their distribution event.
These moments are the best of the year because they smile, they're crying in happiness, and a person in uniform trying to, make the Christmas a little bit better.
In Bowie, Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
And coming up,
some remote workers love the flexibility, but they say they're losing social skills. I'm Jeff Claybaugh.
Traffic and weather in just 30 seconds.